What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back again with another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. I want to start by saying thank you to everyone for subscribing. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and the bell so I post another video. Also follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description. What's up, y'all? So it's finally that time. We are going to do my manga collection video. Now I do have it's 424 volumes of manga, and that's spread out between the shelf behind me. I have another shelf, and that's 5 box sets. So we're gonna just do my entire manga collection, what I have thus far, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, real quick about my shelves, the one I have behind me is like I tried to make it like my completed series shelf, while my Billy shelf, that's the one that has like more of my ongoing series. So let's get into my manga collection. So here is my manga collection, and on the first shelf I have the first 3 volumes of Animal Crossing New Horizons. I really did enjoy Animal Crossing, but I saw that it was going to be a whole bunch more volumes than I initially thought, so I just stopped at 3. Maybe eventually I'll probably get more of them, but at the moment I'm not going to pick up anything else. After that, we have the Fire Force Omnibus. We have everything volumes 1 to 10, and I'm super excited for Fire Force. It's one of my favorite animes of the newer generation that's come out recently. Now, don't mind how this looks. So here's the 10th volume of Fire Force. I have Watch Dogs Tokyo volume 1 there, just as a placeholder because I didn't know where else to put it. So in that space is going to be the last 2 volumes of the Fire Force Omnibus, because they do complete in 12 volumes. After that, we have, like I said, Watch Dogs Tokyo volume 1. A nice spin-off series. If you do enjoy the Watch Dogs games, I do recommend it. If you've never heard of Watch Dogs, don't even attempt to read this because it's more like an add-on to the games. After that, we have Erased volumes 1 to 5. Now, I cannot justify getting Erased just because it's so expensive. These volumes are beautiful. They're nice hardcovers with dust jackets, but they're so expensive. I can't justify getting them. I only got them because I got them at an amazing deal. I think I got them all for about $50. I do highly recommend the Erased anime. It's one of the best anime that I've seen. Nice psychological thriller. I do like how they do the time travel aspect of it. It is nice. The only thing I do recommend, if you've already seen the Erased anime and you were thinking about the manga, definitely pick up volume 5, because volume 5 is basically not necessarily a spin-off, but it has extra content, like little short stories throughout the Erased universe, because the full series collects itself in volumes 1 to 4. After that, we have Deadpool Samurai volume 1 and 2. I am a huge Deadpool fan. I love Deadpool so much. And honestly, I really enjoyed the manga aspect of Deadpool. It really does read a lot like a Deadpool comic. It just has manga references. So if you do enjoy Deadpool, you enjoy manga, this is a nice combination of the two. Next, we have Dead Company volumes 1, 2, and 3. I really do love this manga creator for their horror series. I fell in love with Doubt. I really did enjoy Dead Company. They have a couple other series that I still have not gotten to yet. I will either eventually. But right now, I really do enjoy Dead Company. It's complete in the 3 volumes, which is very nice. Dead Company follows a guy who survived a death game, and now he goes to work for the video game company so that they can create a death game video game. Little does they know, the video game that they're creating is actually another real life death game. So he's back in the loop. Next, we have It Takes Two Tomorrow 2 volumes 1 to 4. I completely love this slice of life rom-com series. It's so good. It's almost done. It collects itself in 5 volumes, so I'm almost done with that. That's why it's on this shelf. And it's just a beautiful rom-com series of just 2 adults and just them getting together, they living with each other and going through the relationship as a new relationship does. Next, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds volumes 1 to 9. I absolutely love Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It's by far my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Now, I will be completely honest, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds does not follow the anime whatsoever. This story is completely different. The only thing that's somewhat similar is the fact that it's the same characters, but the story is completely different. The relationships are completely different. So, and it is not as good as the anime, but I had to pick this up because I did enjoy it. But I'll be completely honest, I picked this up not knowing that it was a completely different story, but I did enjoy it and I'm keeping it in my collection. Next, we have volumes 1 to 14 of Platinum Men. This is the 3rd series that's created by Oba and Obata Sensei, and I completely love their duo. Whenever they make a series, I have to pick it up because it's just so good. Platinum Men is their 3rd and most recent series, If you don't know, they're the ones that also made Death Note and Bakuman. And this one is not their best series. It's definitely the weakest of the three. But I do have to say that these manga covers are some of the most beautiful. I mean, the iridescence of these manga covers are just incredible. I absolutely enjoy it. I think it's so good. And I really do think anyone would enjoy this series. It does have a anime adaptation, but it's not really that good. While as the manga, I do recommend it. It is nice, but it is their weakest. Next, we have volumes 1 to 4 of A School Frozen in Time. It's a nice, incredible psychological thriller series. I really do enjoy it. The mystery aspect did keep me on edge. I did not know who was the final killer of all the bunch. So if you don't know what it's about, a group of school students, they go to their school and they find out that once they're inside, they cannot leave. Everything is completely frozen in time. And apparently one student out that group is actually the ghost of someone who committed self-deletion. So that one student who committed self-deletion, their spirit is killing off all the other friends, and everyone else has to try and figure out who is the person that committed self-deletion, because no one can remember anything. They can't remember what the person looks like. So it's a nice mystery psychological series that I really do enjoy. It's not the best, obviously, by any means. It does take on some tough themes that you have to deal with in this series, but it is very good. The next thing we have is Death Note Volume 1. Now this is the 20th anniversary edition of Death Note, and I completely love it. I cannot believe I was lucky enough to pick this up, because I was able to go to Comic-Con and pick this up. Now I don't go to Comic-Con all the time, but I just so happened to go last year, 2023, and that was the year that they were selling the Death Note 20th anniversaries. And y'all know me, y'all know Death Note is by far my favorite anime series of all time, so I had to pick this up. After that, we have the Death Note short stories, which is basically, like it says, a lot of short stories of Death Note. It contains, I think, the 2 one-shots, vignettes from L's life. It contains a whole bunch of different types of stories of Death Note. If you enjoy just Death Note anime manga, you're going to really enjoy short stories. After that, we have one of my favorite series that I have ever read, and that's Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku, Volume 1 to 6. This series is by far one of my favorites. It's this, Bakuman, and Call of the Night. I'm pretty sure y'all know this by now. And this series just completely took me over. It's a nice slice of life rom-com of a group of older adult friends who all work together, and they basically just living their lives as otaku. And I had to pick up the Kinokuniya version of Volume 6, which I really do love. And I can't believe I picked this up because it was very hard. And I just happened to pick up the last volume that was in Kinokuniya that day. Next, we have my girlfriend's favorite series of all time, and honestly I can see why. It's Dorohedoro Volumes 1 to 23. Now this is an incredible fantasy seinen series that's so good. A lot of just like mystery and seinen elements. Is a really nice manga. I really do enjoy, and I think anyone should really pick this up because it's a nice entry point into seinen manga in general. So after the rest of Dorohedoro, we have volumes 1 to 10 of High Score Girl. I completely love this series. One of my favorite animes. Again, nice rom-com slice of life about 2 kids and their love for video games. They meet in a video game arcade and they just go from there, and it's just their journey together, just playing video games and enjoying their youth. Cause I think they're about, middle school or high school students, and it's an amazing series. I highly recommend the anime. It's so good. After that, we have volumes 1 to 15 of the better My Hero Academia series, and that's My Hero Academia Vigilantes. I will go to my grave, I say this every time, I'm going to my grave saying that My Hero Academia Vigilantes is far better than the original My Hero Academia series, until My Hero gets to the war arc. That war arc was incredible, but before that, however many volumes it was, this is so much better. It takes place as a prequel to the My Hero Academia universe, and it's an amazing series that shows just like the unique different aspects of the My Hero Academia world. Because what happens if you have a power that's not necessarily good enough to be entered into UA or entered into a hero high school, so now you can't really use your powers but you still want to do good, hence My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Next, we have a series that holds a very special place in my heart, and that's the Yu-Gi-Oh! 3-in-1s. I completely love Yu-Gi-Oh! I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! When I didn't even know it was anime at the time. I grew up playing the card game. I still play the card game to this day. And just Yu-Gi-Oh! In general holds a very special place in my heart. And I finally was able to pick up all the entire series of it. And I read it through, and I gotta say, I really do love it. If you like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, I highly recommend read the manga. The manga is so much better just because the story is a lot more cohesive. you know, they break up things and they skip parts in the anime that the manga just goes right through, and it actually feels more fulfilling after you read it. Next we have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Crazy Food Truck, and it's a nice, just action-packed series. I really do enjoy it. It's a series basically this dystopian world where there is really no water. Everything is just desert. And this one guy, he has a food truck, and he gets involved with this girl he finds just sleeping on the street, and it turns out the mafia is after her, so he's just trying to help her out as much as he can. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes through with their backstory and things like that, that they are somehow connected. But Crazy Food Truck is just 3 volumes long, and it's so good because it's nothing just action packed from start to finish. And even the ending, it's a little miss for me. I don't like the ending too much, but it culminates in what really is a crazy food truck adventure. After that, we have one of the most critically acclaimed series, and that's Full Metal Alchemist and the Full Metal Editions, volumes 1 to 18. And this series was a pain in my ass. I could not, for the life of me, find volume 11 at all. For whatever reason, I had the entire series for a minute, and I just could not find volume 11 to complete the series. But thank God, after literally about probably a year and a half, I got the entire series of the Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Editions, and I read through all of it. And honestly, it's so much better. Like it's an expensive volume, but it is worth it. There's the build quality, the pages, everything is just amazing. I highly recommend the Full Metal Editions if you can afford it. Next we have my favorite one shot, and that's All You Need Is Kill, and the art is by Takeshi Obata, who does the art for Death Note, Bakuman, and who is my favorite manga artist of all time. Now, I always recommend this series to beginners specifically just because it's just a single volume. You don't have to worry about nothing, and the story is nice, it's action packed. So if you don't know, All You Need Is Kill follows a soldier who relives the exact same day fighting aliens, and he's trying to figure out how to break the loop. And it's an amazing series. The movie that they made, I think with Tom Cruise, I think it's called Edge of Tomorrow, is based off of All You Need Is Kill. So if you enjoyed the movie, you're definitely going to enjoy the manga. After that, we have my 2 anime mangas, and that's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime movie and Naruto Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow. Now, I picked up the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime manga recently, probably about a year ago, just because I finished all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I realized that I had Naruto, the anime manga. I picked that up at Borders years ago when I was very young. That volume is all decrepit, it's all messed up. If I open it might fall apart. So just to culminate with anime manga in general, because you don't really see too much of it, I picked up Yu-Gi-Oh! And it was very cheap. Next we have an incredible seinen series which is called Happiness by Shuzo Ushimi, volumes 1 to 10. And it's an incredible, just beautiful work of art. Just the artwork in general is amazing, and the story gets very messed up at times. It's not for the faint of heart. It's a nice seinen series about vampires that has similar to Tokyo Ghoul elements where the main character gets turned into a vampire. But basically the entire series is about everyone trying to find their own version of happiness and the lengths they're going to go through to actually get that happiness. After that, we have probably what is my favorite rom-com that I have ever read thus far, and that's Sweat and Soap volumes 1 to 11. So these are the Sweat and Soap box sets. I had to pick these up. I read volume 1 just off chance, just thinking what's all the hype, and I saw it. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Basically, if you don't know, Sweat and Soap follows a guy who works at a fragrance company and a woman who sweats profusely, but he enjoys her scent, and he uses her scent to give him inspiration into making different scents for the company. And it's just their relationship from the time that they meet all the way through marriage, and it's incredible. You see all the things that they go through, and it's just a nice, healthy relationship. A lot of times in the rom-coms you don't get that healthiness. Relationship is always a little weird. The only one weird aspect is that he kind of has a smell fetish, but other than that, it's a very nice and healthy relationship. And lastly, here we have Doubt volumes 1 and 2. This is made by the same manga creator that did Dead Company that you also see in my collection. And he's also made Secret and Judge, which those I have not read. I don't know if I'll ever pick those up because those are out of print. But Doubt is an amazing horror manga. And normally I don't really like horror manga in general, but this one I really enjoyed, which is basically just like a Saw death game type of thing, and it's very good, and you can still pick it up, so I highly recommend it. Next we have Mashle, Magic, and Muscles, volumes 1 to 16. I absolutely love this series because it's basically like a parody on Harry Potter, and it's a nice, just action-packed gag series I really do enjoy. After that, we have volumes 1 and 2 of Undead Unluck. Now, those will go on my other shelf eventually. I just have those there right now because they are taking the place of the last 2 volumes of Machu, because Machu is going to finish in 18 volumes. So volumes 1 and 2 of Undead Unluck there. And then I have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Joker manga. I will be completely honest, this manga is not really that good. Basically, Bruce Wayne becomes a baby, and now it's Joker taking care of baby Batman. It's not really the best thing in the world, but I am a huge Joker fan, and I do love manga. So I thought it was okay, but I can't recommend that one. And lastly, we have the box set of A Silent Voice, one of probably the greatest anime movies that there is out there. Just the story of a bully who was bullying this deaf girl, and he is just trying to redeem himself for what he was doing back in the day. And it's just a beautiful just series that I really do enjoy. It's going to tug at your heartstrings. Definitely watch the movie if you haven't, and if you also want to, pick up the manga, because the manga does have a little bit of extra scenes that the movie did cut out. Next, we have my Billy bookshelf, and first to start off with, we have the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. This is by far one of my favorite isekais. Here's volumes 1 to 5. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with the series. After 5 volumes, it just kind of stopped. I don't know if it's in a hiatus or if they just haven't adapted more volumes from the light novel. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this is one of my favorite isekais, and I'm going to continue to collect it as it comes out, because the story definitely is not done yet. There still has a long way to go. After that, we have School Judgment volumes 1, 2, and 3. The art is by Takeshi Obata, and that's really the reason why I picked up this series. And honestly, I love this series. It's nice, it's good, it's fun. Basically, you have elementary school students who are lawyers and judges and all that mess, and they just go through trials trying to solve like murders and things like that in the elementary school that's going on. It's a crazy, wacky story. I do really enjoy it, and I think it's nice if you have just a little bit of interest in like the legal system in general, then you might really enjoy the series. Next, we have one of my favorite series of all time, and that's Call the Night. We have volumes 1, 2, and 3. I completely love Call the Night. I fell in love with it as soon as I read it, and I read the entire series on the Viz Manga app, and I completely can't wait to collect all. I think it's 20 volumes that's currently out, or about to be out, excuse me, and it's just so good. Yes, it has a lot of different elements. Like, it's shonen, it's shoujo, it has battles, it has slice of life, it has mystery. It just has a whole bunch of different elements that just really all come together, and it's just really good series. Next, we have one of my favorite ongoing series, which is Candy and Cigarettes volumes 1 to 8. I completely fell in love with this series. I can't believe I love it as much as I do. When I heard the premise of it, just basically an 11-year-old assassin and his grandfather aged like handler that is with her. He's trying to like clean up her messes and things like that. You wouldn't think that's what that would interest me personally, but I really do like it. And I think the series is going to end in 11 volumes, so we're almost done there. I cannot wait just to finish this off because it's so good. Next, we have one of my more favorite slice of life series that I've recently picked up, and that's Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, volumes 1 and 2. Honestly, this is just an amazing adult, just slice of life rom-com series that's so good. Basically, the office worker, he just goes to the supermarket so he could pick up his stuff, and his day is always so bad that just seeing that the cashier that he kind of little has a crush on, just seeing her brightens up her day. And eventually he goes around the back to the supermarket. He gets invited to smoke with a different person from the supermarket, and that's just their relationship going together. Little does he know that the person who he is smoking with behind the supermarket and his favorite cashier are the same person. So it's just like comedy, like romance a little bit, because it's really just their journey of like developing this friendship and just them just hanging out together after like a long day of work. Next, we have volume 1 of End Rollback, and this volume took me by storm. I did not expect it to like it as much as I do. This series is going to end in 3 volumes, so I can't wait to see how the story is going to progress. I do have slight like questions about it so far because I haven't read the whole thing. Obviously, I only read the first volume. But if you don't know, End Rollback follows a brother who gets set back in time by an angel after his sister commits self-deletion, and he has to go back in time and kill the person who led to her self-deletion. The only trick is that if he kills the wrong person, he gets set back to the beginning of the loop and he loses 10 years of his life. So he's trying the entire time to find out who led to his sister's death while trying to pursue the person and not make any mistakes. So that's where it is in the first volume so far. I do enjoy it. I can't wait to see what's going to go on after that. Next, what we have is designated My Girlfriend section, which is all of her manga that she's picked up. And that's volumes 1 and 2 of Monster Musume. Volume 1 of The Ancient Magus Bride, Volume 1 of Call Girl Another World, Volumes 1 and 5 of Magical Girl Apocalypse, Volume 1 of Yakuza and the Stray Kitten, Interspecies Reviewers, Dinosaur Sanctuary, Prison School, and Shiver. So those are all of her series that she's picked up. I have read a couple of them. Like, I've read Call Girl Another World, I've read The Ancient Magus Bride, I read Dinosaur Sanctuary, I read Monster Musume. I do like some of what she picks up, but these are definitely her series, so I just have them here on my shelf because she doesn't have any space. Next, we have the Soul Eater Perfect Editions, volumes 1 to 15, and I am so mad at myself because I cannot believe it. Once I started to record this video, I realized for whatever reason I don't have volume 14. So if you see I got volume 13, then 15. I don't know how that happened. I guess I must have missed it when it came out. So I'm going to pick up volume 14 as soon as possible, basically within the next week or two. And so here's the Soul Eater Perfect Editions. I cannot wait to read these. Now, I know absolutely nothing about Soul Eater, so that's why I'm just waiting until I have the entire series. I think it's going to end in 17, so that's going to be everything, and I'm just going to binge it all at once. After that, we have the Parasite Full Color Editions, volumes 1 to 6. I love this edition. By far, probably one of my favorite editions I have in my collection. I love the fact that it's spelling Parasite. I love the fact that the colors are changing with each volume, and it's just so nice. And under that, obviously, you see I have a Initial D Kineo card. I picked up that card because I got the Kineo version of Initial D, so I got the Kineo cover of that when I picked up volume 1. So I had to pick that up because I really do love Initial D, and the Kineo cover was my favorite. And obviously, you also see I have volume 2 of Initial D as well. Next, we have some of my most favorite ongoing series in general, and that's volumes 1 to 8 of Solo Leveling. And then we have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. 2 just incredible manhwas I really do love. And then here is my favorite ongoing series that I'm currently collecting right now, and that's Zom 100 Bucklets of the Dead, volumes 1 to 14. I absolutely love Zom 100. A guy who hates his job is just excited that he no longer has to go to work no more, and he is going to go and just finish off his bucket list, do whatever he wants with him and his friends, just traveling around Japan. And it's just an incredible, just funny, action-packed series. I really do enjoy it. Next, we have my JoJo shelves, and I completely love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. First, we have Rohan at the Louvre, which is a nice full-color hardcover of Rohan, just him going to Paris, his separate story. After that, we have Dustbug Rohan Kishibe volumes 1 and 2. So those 3 volumes are just spin-offs of the entire JoJo series that obviously follow who is my favorite character in the entire series, Rohan Kishibe. I completely love him. I love his stand. I love how he acts. I love his powers. I love everything about him. So those 3 are just spin-offs of the entire series. After those 3 spin-off volumes, we have the true JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. And here's part 1, Phantom's Blood. Part 2, Battle Tendency. Part 3, Stardust Crusaders. Part 4, Diamonds Unbreakable. Part 5, Golden Wind. And finally, the most recent and ongoing series, Part 6, Stone Ocean. I have all of JoJo that's currently out right now, and I'm super excited because JoJo is one of my favorite series that I've watched and read. And I don't know, it just holds a special place in my heart because it is so good. I think anyone can just really get into JoJo. There's something about it for everyone, but it can get a little much for most people. But here's all the manga that I have in my Billy bookcase. And finally, in my collection, we have my manga box sets. And here's first, we have Bakuman, the complete box set that's made by Oba and Obata Sensei, the creators that did Death Note and Platinum Men. And this is volumes 1 to 20. It's an amazing series about basically 2 kids who want to become manga creators. And this by far became my favorite manga that I read at the time, and it's still right there in my number 1 spot. The next box set I have is my Death Note box set, which has the complete series, volumes 1 to 12, and also has the 13 volume How to Read, which is just a data book / extra stuff that you can get with the Death Note box set. And Death Note, as y'all know, is my favorite anime of all time. And this is really where I became to fall in love with Oba and Obata Sensei, because their works they hit a different way for me. I really do love the art style, love the storytelling, and Death Note, the box set, is my pride and joy. And finally, in my collection, we have One Piece. Now, I do have 3 One Piece box sets. Here's the first one that holds volumes 1 to 23. I do have the other 2 that holds volumes 24 to 46 and volumes 47 to 70. So those are the 3 box sets I have of One Piece. And I have to give a shout out to my cousin, because without him, I would not have One Piece at all. All 3 of these boxes have been a gift from him every single time. And this is just something that he gets me to help not only fulfill my manga collection dream, but he knows that me and him, we both love One Piece, and just one of us having the series in general is just a huge thrill because we've both really grown to enjoy the series. I'm super excited to have 3 volumes of the One Piece box sets, and that's it for my entire manga collection. So that's my entire manga collection, 424 volumes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and the button to post a video, and let me know down in the comments what are some things that you're currently collecting. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.